Everyone, Anthony David is my name, aka Chidav, and today I am gonna be showing you everything you need to know as regards the plantain fruit. So when we talk about the plantain bunch, this is what we refer to as the plantain bunch. So I'm gonna be showing you everything you need to know as regards the plantain bunch, how to manage it, and when it starts to fruit, what you need to do, all the maintenance practices as regards ensuring that your plantain fruit or your plantain bunch at the end of the day come out very great, so that you can sell it at a very good price. So that is what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video, so I need you to stay glued. First question you want to ask is, when does a plantain starts to bud or starts to fruit? So that red bud you see at the tip of the plantain, when does it start? So the answer to this is we don't really have a specific time, because plantains have various growing rates. So but between the 7th and the 9th month, if all maintenance practices have been properly put in place, you should have your plantain start fruiting between the 7th and the 9th month. Then how long does the fruiting take place before maturity? The fruiting or the budding of the plantain takes place for about 2 to 3 months from the budding, which is the flowering, down to maturity takes about 2 to 3 months. So if you maintain and then do all the necessary thing that is supposed to be done, the maintenance practices, everything is put in place, then definitely you should have it mature between the 2nd and the 3rd month, and then you would have it ready. So I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know about the plantain bunch, about the plantain bunch or the plantain fruits, so that you know what to look out for when you want to buy a plantain, probably from the market, or when you have your own plantain establishment, what you need to look out for and how you would maintain your plantain plant so that you have the best bunches at the end of the day. So stick around. So the first thing I'm going to be starting with is to show you the various parts of the plantain bunch. So this is what we refer to as the plantain fruit or the bunch. The whole of this is what we refer to as the plantain bunch of fruit. Then for this plantain, this lower part is where the buds grow from. So I'm going to also show you how to identify a matured plantain bunch. So this lower part is where you're supposed to have the bud, but here, as you can see, the bud is all dried up because this plantain is already matured. So that is why you have the bud all dried up. That is one indication, one way to tell if the plantain is mature. So looking at it again from another angle, I told you this is where you should have the bud. So here the bud is dried up. That is an indication that the plantain is mature. Then this is what we refer to as the plantain fingers. So this is what we refer to as the plantain fingers. So the fingers always, it's between, at least should have between 5 to a very good bunch should carry nothing less than about 5 to 15 or 14 fingers per spike. So this is what we refer to as a spike, and then a couple of plantain fingers is what we refer to as the plantain hand. Then the whole of the fruit is what we refer to as a plantain bunch. So I'm going to show you the one that still has the bud, so that you understand, or you'll be able to tell the difference between the one that is not yet matured and then the one that is mature. So that is that about this one. So we are going to move down to another plant and I show you what you need to know as regards the plantain, guys. So this is a plantain bud. This is just flowering. So this is a plantain bud. It is just flowering, as you can see. So this is what a bud looks like. So it is from this bud that the plantain fingers will grow out from. As you can see at the top of the buds are opening. So what happens is, once the bud the bud usually comes out from the last leaf of the plantain. So the last leaf of the plantain plant, that is where the bud will start growing out from. So once the bud starts growing, then the bud will gradually open up, which will then allow the plantain fingers to gradually come out. So this is a bud which is just coming out from this plantain stand. So that is what a bud looks like. So I will then show you how the bud gradually opens up to allow the plantain fingers to come out and then eventually develop into a mature bunch. So I told you this bud will take about 2 to 3 months for it to then grow from this stage down to maturity. This is a young plantain fruit. As you can see, it's a young plantain fruit which is just coming out. I told you the buds would have to start opening gradually. As you can see here, the buds are opening to allow the plantain fingers to start growing into the plantain fruit. These are the buds. So as you can see, the buds are going to open up eventually, and then after a while you're going to have the bud dry up. After about 2 to 3 months, the bud is then going to dry up, which is then an indication that the plantain fruit is ready for harvest. The bud will then dry up. As you can see, the buds are opening here. So I'm going to be showing you another one where the buds are at its late stages, so that you can gradually tell when your plantain fruits are getting ready. So that's about the bud. As you can see, they look really lovely. So if you're a plantain farmer, you need to pay attention to all of these things so that you don't have your plantain fruits overgrow on the farm. And because if it overgrows, what happens is that they get eaten up by pests, and also they keep occupying space when you should have them taken out and then go make some money. So that about the plantain bunch. So this one is in few weeks after the budding. So it's in its few weeks after budding. Then so that's about this very one. So I'm going to show you another one so you see how the differences, so you can tell the progress of your plantain fruits on your plantain field. Look at this very one. This bud is gradually drying up. So this bud is gradually drying up, and then as you can see, the plantain fruits or the fingers of the plantain are also developing into mature fingers. So that is it. You can see here the buds are gradually drying up. I told you they would eventually dry up and then fall off. That is the plantain buds now, and then you would then notice from the plantain fruit through observation that you would realize that the plantain fruit, but this one now is not yet matured, because if you pay attention closely to the plantain fruit, they are not so robust yet. The plantain fingers are not so robust yet, so we cannot harvest this. So we have to wait for a few weeks for this to mature properly. By then the bud would have fallen off, and the fruit or the fingers now would look quite robust, and then you know that it's an indication that you need to then harvest and go make some sales. Paying attention closely to another plantain fruit or plantain bunch, as you can see, the bud is still there, and it is going to fall up any moment. So it's an indication too, and as you can see, the fruits are looking robust, they are looking big. So in few weeks, this would be ready for harvesting. In fact, you can even harvest this now. It depends on how urgent you need the plantain, but this is still, if you really want it to grow a lot bigger so that you can sell it for quite a good amount of money, then you still have to hold on a little bit. The big question is, what then are the major practices that you have to put in place to ensure that your plantain fruits remain on the tree so that they don't get to fall off? Because one thing is, because they already bear the fruit, there's a tendency for, if the plantain stand is not well firm on the ground, there's a tendency for the plantains to start bending. So by then there's a practice we call propping. So by propping is just you looking for stick to support the plantain stand, because the whole idea is we don't want this fruit to fall to the ground, because once it falls to the ground it's going to get the fruit damaged. You know, once it damages the fruit, it's going to reduce the quality of the fruit and then the market value of this plantain bunch. That is not what we want. So if peradventure this fruit is bent, now what we need to do is what, we get a stick and then we use it to support it. So we'll call it propping in plantain cultivation. So we'll prop the plantain stand so that it doesn't bend over and then smash the plantain fruit on the ground. So what makes it bend in the first place is if it's not firm on the ground, and then if the weight of the plantain fruit is quite heavy, if the weight is quite heavy due to the size of the plantain fruit or bunch. So that is, so we prop. I'm going to show you the one, a plant that needs propping, so that this one now doesn't need propping because it's still very firm to the ground. So I'm going to show you the one that needs propping so that you know when to prop. Closely to this very plantain stand. As you can see, this very one needs propping, so it needs to be supported because it is already bending, and we don't want this plantain stand to fall to the ground and then crush the plantain bunches. So it's going to reduce the quality of the plantain fruit, because once it falls, some of the fingers are going to break out, and we do not want that. So that is why we have to prop the plantain and ensure that they are well supported. So that is what we do. So as a plantain owner or as a farm manager, all you need to do on your plantain field is you need to observe the plantain field and plantain stand, and then ensure that no one is bending this way. So you prop it so you don't allow anyone to fall. So that's that about propping off your plantain plants or plantain stands. When your plantain starts flying, then there's something you need to do very quickly. That is the time you need to increase, or you need to apply your P and your K, that is your phosphorus and then your potassium. That is when your plant really needs them the most, because your phosphorus is going to help the fruit to develop, and it is going to help it to also grow well. And then your K, which is your potassium, now is going to also help boost the vigor of the plant, and also is going to help the fruit generally develop. So you don't need to start applying your urea at this point in time. No, that is not when you need to apply your urea, because at this point the plant needs to concentrate all its energy and growth on the fruit. So at this point you need to ensure that the plants are healthy. You need to ensure that the maintenance practices are put in place so that your fruit will come out well at the end of the day. So that is it basically, guys. If you want to let us in on anything, you've got questions you need to ask, or you've got comments you want to contribute to some of the things we have said, I need you to, like right now, drop your questions, your comment in the comment section, and you can as well send us a message, WhatsApp, or a contact is going to appear on your screen right now, so you can leave us a WhatsApp message on that. You can as well reach us through a phone call on that particular number, should in case you want us to come over to your field to examine or to establish your plantain field. You can always hit us up. And also, guys, if you haven't hit on my subscribe button yet, you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, turn on your notification bell, and as well as like this video and give me a thumb up. Share this video as well. Right now 2 videos are appearing on your screen. Click on one of the videos and go enjoy the content. We'll see you in our next video, guys. Bye for now.